But this person said, I just got my first negative feedback. How do you deal with such negative people? Sounds like you're a pretty confident, easygoing guy. Do they ever push your buttons? Welcome to SM Postcards. Today we're going to talk about a few things here, and I got an agenda I usually put up here. The Monday videos usually go what sold, special topic, and today is trailer park postcards. These are postcards of, like, trailer parks in Florida, individual trailer homes, mobile homes, stuff like that. I got into those because I found a couple of them that were worth a little bit more money than an average card, but we'll get into the sell-through rate, the prices, and some of the other things and some history about trailer parks during that section. And then the poll. This was one I believe is from a viewer. Do you correct the names of cities or towns on postcards? So if the town name isn't correct and you know how it's supposed to be spelled, you live in it or you live there or you know of it, do you change that? I'll let you know how that comes out, in my opinion. And then I got a couple, 2 or 3 viewer comments. One of them's about negative comments, negative feedback. How do I deal with it? So we'll talk about what I feel about that and what the person wrote for a comment. But I'm going to go ahead and start here with what sold. I sold 9 cards. I want to do 16 for the average for the year. I want to do $80 a day average, which I'm way over. My card for average for the year went down once I trued up my numbers for second quarter. It's about 11 or 12, so I'm down some. We've taken a little bit of a downtrend on number of cards. I'm picky about what I'm buying, trying to buy better stuff. Not the real high-end stuff, but being more choosy than I was before. And then my average sale price is still going up. But let's walk through these 9 cards. Well, really, 7 cards and 2 ink blotters. And you're saying ink blotters? I got a little description of what those are. First one is a Indian maiden. This is a Native American maiden standing outside the teepee. It's posted. Doesn't say when it was posted, but you can see the cancel mark right up in the corner there. Even though it has a stamp and writing on it, if it doesn't have a postmark, a lot of times I won't say it's posted, because you'll find some cards that have writing on it, no stamp and no postmark, and that's not a posted card to me. What do you do with that? So, Indian Man, $4.75. Sold the Navy ship, USS Kiska, AE-35. This is Kiska. Neat looking ship there. $4.75. Sold a Navy photo, one of these naval ship photos. They're not a postcard, this is on photo paper, and this is the Shangri-La CVA-38, aircraft carrier. It's got a little curl to it because it's on that lighter postcard paper, but that's normal. Right there, and all the information about the ship, someone cataloged it right there. That sold for $7.70. Now these are not postcards that I sold. And I sold 2 of these for $17.10. Some of these can go really good, some are average on there. I do ship these with ground advantage, and I'll show you here in a second what I do with that. But these were ink blotters. Back before ballpoint pens were around, they had little cards. This is an advertisement, I'll go over in a second, but they have a little felt-like, velvet felt material in the back. And when they wrote, they would blot their paper to take up the extra ink. I got a definition here I found for ink blotters. So let's go through that real quick before I show you the 2 that I sold. A vintage ink blotter is a piece of absorbent material typically made of blotting paper. So on the back here is a blotting paper, and then the front is the advertisement or whatever. Used historically to absorb excess ink from handwritten documents. These blotters were commonly used during the 19th and early 20th century, before the widespread use of ballpoint pens and other modern writing instruments. Vintage ink blotters often feature decorative designs, advertising, or illustrations, making them collectible items today. They are collectible. There's some really neat ones out there. They can be standalone sheets or part of a desk accessory set, sometimes including a wooden or metal blotting pad that you roll over and stuff holder. So that's what these are. These are ink blotters. I probably have a couple dozen over there. I've gotten in lots. As you go through doing postcards, you'll pick up other ephemera. So I don't pass up on good advertising ones. So the first one here is Wapple's Creole Terrapin. Looks like for coughs and colds, Walgreens drugstore. Got some birds on there. And that's there. And if you look at the bottom, they got some kind of ruler there that you can use on the bottom. So this is an advertising one. The next one is the Warple's Preparation Tonic and Stimulant for all ages, Walgreens drugstores. Same thing with birds on there. And they have the same ruler thing on the bottom and the absorbent paper on the back. So those two, and they're heavier, a little heavier than postcard paper. Just a little heavier in there. They're not as flimsy. They're more stiffer, more higher GSM. Both of those sold for $17.10, plus shipping is going to be $4 to $5. And how I'll ship those, since they're going Ground Advantage, is my normal thing. I put them in a little Ziploc. I got a lot of these from the days I did action figures, and then I have a lot of these little pocket things I used to put action figures and toys and stuff. I got cases of these, and I'll just stick them in there so it doesn't slide around the box. And then I have these little boxes. I don't do a lot of these, so the expense here is not too bad. I usually come out even or make a little here and there on the shipping. But that's Ground Advantage. Make sure they don't say it's a flat or whatever. I've gotten away from all that, and I just put them in there when I sell the higher end cards. So that's ink blotters. I might do a video on them because I want to learn a little bit more about them, because I do see them. Do any of you guys sell ink blotters? Have you sold some good ones? Stick it in the comments. I'd like to see it. Next card that's sold is a motel, or Shaman Motel. It's in Long Beach, Washington. Kind of a drawing type thing. Chrome card. That's sold for $5.75. Next is the Silversides, USS Silversides print, matte on matte, light paper. This is where we'll get into negative feedbacks. I usually get 1 or 2 a year because they get these, and this was printed by the club. They had all the photos, they put these together, and when I bought their inventory, I don't know why they use this lighter paper, but a lot of people like them. Once in a while someone doesn't. $4.75. Sold another ship photo. This, let me put that in the right box. This is the Salem, USS Salem CA-39. Check out the flags going across. It's on the, got the curve because it's a longer photo than the other ones. And that's sold for $8.55. Then I got a bunch of seals. Monkey Island, Como Park Zoo, St. Paul, Minnesota. Seals. $4.75. So my total that I sold for today was 9 cards, or 7 postcards, 2 ink blotters, for $73.55, plus the shipping. That's about $4 or $5, but I didn't put that in the price here because I don't try to make money on shipping. It's just an expense I need to manage. So $73.55 for the items. You take $73.55 divided by 9, and my average sale price is $8.17, and the ink blotters help with that. And I'll get those packed up and out the door this morning. So not too bad, a little lower than I would like lately, but it's summer, things are happening. This year there's really no trend, it's kind of like up and down, so I kind of work in the middle there, not expecting a lot until later on this year. That's what's sold. Now we're going to get into trailer parks. Trailer parks, postcards, mobile homes. I think everybody knows what they are. They're houses with wheels. I actually lived in one, so I can say whatever I want about it. And when I got out of high school, my mom and dad moved down to the river, some mobile home park, and we lived in a single wide with a push-out living room. The living room went out where the couch went, and it was on the high side of the river, and my bedroom was in the back. Me and my brother were there. My other brothers were living elsewhere, and we had bunk beds, and in the back area is where I lived. If I wanted to walk from the living room to the bedroom and someone was getting in the refrigerator, they had to shut the door to let me go by, because they're not real wide. They're called single wides or double wides, but there's some really nice mobile homes and stuff. Down in Florida, a lot of retirees get into mobile home parks and that. Where I live, there's a lot of tornadoes, and we'll talk a little bit about tornado on there. You don't want to be in one of those if the wind's blowing. They're not. There's no foundation. They're just wheels, and there's been some damage, and people lost their lives or injured because of those. But I think everybody knows about stuff like that. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the history of trailer parks. Give you 3 facts here I found about trailer homes, trailer parks, and then we'll get into the seller rate and pricing. Here we go. Trailer parks have a history that goes back to the earliest 20th century. In the 1920s, as cars became more popular, people started to travel more. Trailers were created as portable homes that could be towed behind vehicles. These early trailers were small and simple, often used by travelers and circus workers. During the Great Depression in the 1930s, trailer parks became more common as a way for people to find affordable housing. They provided a solution for families who couldn't afford traditional homes. As the popularity of trailers grew, so did the number of trailer parks across the United States. And that was in the 1930s. In the post-World War II era, trailer parks experienced another surge in popularity as returning soldiers and their families sought affordable housing. Mobile homes became larger and more comfortable, and trailer parks evolved to accommodate them. Today, trailer parks continue to provide housing for many people, offering a sense of community and affordability to residents across the country. Trailer park postcards offer a unique glimpse into the cultural history of mobile home living. Beginning in the mid-20th century, these postcards became popular souvenirs and tokens of travel, showcasing the vibrant and often aesthetics of trailer park life. They depicted scenes from historic landscapes dotted with mobile homes to quirky illustrations of happy campers in their trailers. Some of the comic cards, humor cards you're going to see with trailers on them. These postcards serve as both advertisements for the parks themselves and nostalgic keepsakes for those who visited or lived in them. Today they are prized by collectors for their nostalgic charm and historical significance, preserving a slice of Americana that continues to fascinate. Now I got 3 facts here. The first one is extravagant decor. Trailer parks are not just homes. They're often canvases for unique and sometimes eccentric exterior decorations, from garden gnomes to elaborate holiday light displays. Residents take pride in expressing their individuality through their trailer exteriors, transforming ordinary mobile homes into vibrant, eye-catching displays that reflect their personalities. Yeah, a lot of the mobile home parks have their Christmas lights up all year. That's what's around here is. And there's some other ones that don't. Mobile home mansions. While the stereotype of trailer parks might suggest modest living spaces, some residents have taken mobile home living to the luxurious extremes. With custom-built additions, expansive decks, and even swimming pools, these mobile home mansions challenge traditional notions of trailer park living, blurring the line between mobile and traditional housing. Yeah, some of them they've really done a good job with. You know, they own that. I think they still gotta rent the land, the lot it's on, but they've built a lot of stuff around it. Then tornado survival. Trailer parks are garnered as a reputation for being vulnerable during extreme weather. Yes, they are. Particular tornadoes will come through and it just wipes out a trailer park because there's nothing tying them down. There might be some tiger wire, we called it when we tied them down, or some wire and stuff like that, but a lot of them don't have the solid foundations like a house. However, some trailer park communities have embraced innovative solutions that enhance safety, such as underground storm shelters or specially designed tornado-resistant trailers. I don't know if there's what they've done with that. These measures showcase the resilience and the ingenuity of trailer park restaurant residents in the face of natural disasters. So if you're going to move into a trailer park, see if they have something like this. But I know when I was on the fire department, volunteer fireman, we went to a couple fires where it was a trailer home, a mobile home, and they burned, but they also melted. The aluminum on the sides, it would just start melting down. Everything inside would be burning, and it would burn through the floor and stuff. It burned differently than it did a house a little bit. And you know, you got all that metal in there and this aluminum and a marlite and stuff like that. It would just totally destroy it. So we just throw some water on it. But that's trailer parks. the history of them. They've been around for a while. We have a lot of parks around here, some good, some bad. It is affordable housing for a lot of people, but the prices on there can be way up there. You can almost buy a house sometimes for what you pay for a mobile home. But one thing about mobile homes, you can move them. So there's pros and cons to it. Do they sell? Same thing as I go through the videos. If you watch them, little chart here, 0 to 3% sell-through rate, low. I try not to pick those up. I do get them. I do end up thinking they're cool and get them, but Cypress Gardens, Mount Vernon, Niagara Falls, a lot of those QSL cards might fall in there. Then 4 to 10% is where I work, divided back to Chrome to current, are usually the 4 to 10%. What this does, it's like the weather forecast on TV. When you listen to the news at night, it might not be 100% accurate, but it's going to let you know if you're going to get wet or for plans. And that's what this does. Is a card going to have a better chance of selling than the other ones? You got to have something, just like the forecast and weather. Is it going to rain or not? There's a good chance, but it might not. Depends. There's a lot of variables. And then while you're looking for the high and the average, I find the very highs ones out there. Even though I will seek them out, but that's usually when I find them in lots. So I just went out there and I put postcard trailer park. You take sold divided by listed times it 100, gives you a percent. I round up or down. I'm just looking for it in a range. Not concerned about .3, whatever. It's not going to change selling postcards. I just want to know, do I have a better chance of selling this? Is there a better chance it's going to rain postcards than the other ones? So it kind of helps me. Doesn't stop me from buying some lower ones if they're unique, like Niagara Falls or Cypress Gardens, something I haven't seen. It just gives me something to work with, instead of just saying, oh, I think it'll sell, I think it'll sell. So I come up with 170 listed. That's all they have out there on in titles. Or 170 sold with 2,600 listed. That's it. Times 100 gives you a 7% sell-through rate. So that falls in the higher end of the average. So it's an average card. So I do pick them up. It's average, and I know they sell for a little bit more money, so I might bump them up like motels, $1 or a couple dollars when I list them, if they look neat. But I wanted to bump it up against a few things, see if that 7% holds. So I did postcard mobile home, 8%, trailer park 7%. Then we call them trailer courts here also, so 5%, and then RV parks. Those are when KOA campgrounds and different, with the driving ones where they don't stay there all the time, I guess, is RV parks, 4%. So I think the 7% is a good number. So it's an average card. A little higher, so bump it up a little bit. But that's where the sell-through rate is. Pricing, I didn't find a lot of high extreme pricing on these. I didn't see a lot. Maybe because I started in the 50s, the 30s, 50s and stuff out there. So I'm just going to go from the high ones I found through the low, and we'll just take a look at things. Some of these sold in earlier years and some in the 2000s. I just went out and picked different numbers. The first one's a 1930s real photo postcard. So a real photo postcard sold for $61 of a trailer park in Florida. Not too bad. It shows the office and then the road going in. So $61 was the top level high water mark that I found for a real photo of a trailer park. Then you get into a Michigan one, trailer park, sold for $30. And that has a car there and some other things. So $30 to $60, $30, $50 for a real photo of an older one with the park and stuff. I would take a second, third look on those, do some good comping and see what you can get. But then you start moving into the chrome era, the chromes. The Delray Beach, Florida postcard, 1957, sold for $28, $27.75 in 2011. You got an older car there, you got a trailer shown there. It's a chrome card, I can tell. Not too bad, but the price is starting to slope down. Then you got a multi-view here, and it's a lot of 13 trailer parks sold for $15, so a little over $1 a card. So the prices are kind of like up and down. Where would you put these? Then you got one for 1950s to Capa, Hot Springs, California, sold for $12 in 2006. Nice aerial view of a trailer park. It's got some kind of legend there. Not bad. Then you get into the comic humor one, 1940s Ray Walters. Postcard Trailer Park, $7. Comic, that's a little high for a comic card, but it's got a trailer in it, so maybe those go a little bit better. I don't do a lot of comic cards anymore because people just come in and read them and then move on. And then this is a nice one. I think this is undersold. I think they could have done a little bit more with this one. Postcard Trailer Park at Elucid Beach Park, $7. But look at that, it's got the road, it's got the trailer, just like the Real Photo did and some of the other ones. So I think they could have maybe got a little bit more for that one. But they got $7 for it. They're probably happy. And then you got another one here, Postcard Trailer Park Hollywood, $6. They probably could, those two right there could have went up a little bit. So you're probably, I would probably say $6 to $8 minimum, up to $12 for an average trailer park card like these. Is probably what I'd try for on there. And then as you get into some of the other ones and you find the history or something on them with the comps, like the Delray one that sold for $28, go a little higher with them. I don't think that would hurt with the trailer parks. People, it's a niche card and you're looking for that one person, but it's also a town and a city as well where the park is. Make sure you get those in the titles and put trailer park in there, trailer court. Make sure that's an item specific sort of title, because that's going to be what people are looking for. That's trailer parks. Not a lot to them. They're pretty simple. You can pick them out pretty good, and they're going to be from, most of them from 1930s forward. So you won't probably find a lot of real photos from the 1903 and 7, 10 around there. You're going to find these from the 30s forward. Who knew? Unlock the secrets of your treasures with Worth Point Price Guide. In seconds, discover the value of your collectibles, postcards, antiques, and unique finds. With their comprehensive database, you'll never wonder about the worth of your items again. From vintage comics to rare jewelry, they got you covered. Don't let uncertainty hold you back. Empower yourself with Worth Point and make informed decisions. Start exploring today and uncover the hidden gems in your collection. To see more information and sign up for a free trial, follow the link in the video description below. Now we're going to get into this interesting poll. And some people have some comments on here I pulled out as well. Do you correct the names of cities or towns that are misspelled on postcards? So if there's a town, say Chicago, Illinois, and someone typed it wrong and called it something else, and you know how it's supposed to be spelled, but the card has the wrong spelling on it to you, would you correct that in the listing? So I put, do you correct the names of cities and towns that are misspelled on postcards? Yes was 37%. No, what is on the card is what I use, 50%. And that's kind of where I'm at. And then 13% were other. So what I don't know what the spelling in most towns, if it's right or wrong most of the time, so I don't go in and change it. I might put it in the description. A lot of times you're going to have people come in and tell you that the card's wrong and give you a big long story. Just put it in, do what you want with it. I don't get it that often, but a lot of times I don't know. And I'll just, you know, people are going to search for either one. They know what they're looking for. It's not going to stop you from getting a sale or whatever. It's not that big of a deal to me. Some people think it is. They're getting into semantics or worried about the spelling. I lived here. I'm entitled to tell you it's wrong. Those people, they need to get a life on there. But if you know the difference and you want to put it in there, that's the way you do the listings. It's fine because it will search on both of them. I see the point there. But it's the tactfulness of how people come in and tell you something's wrong anymore is wrong. But Rebel Depot said, if I have space, I'll try to include both spellings. If the spelling has changed over the years, younger collectors are probably not going to search for current names. Serious collectors would probably find the card regardless. Exactly. They're probably going to find it anyway. It's going to be city and town. It's going to, eBay sometimes know the difference and they'll find it too, like they know what Coke and Coca-Cola is. You know, they're going to pick it up. Thanks, Rebel. And Gutted, I put the incorrect and correct spellings in the listing. So he does what he wants. This is the way he does it, and it puts in both of them. So he's got it covered. He can sleep at night. Thanks, Gutted. Then Postcard Shack Gary. I've had conversations with Gary on this. And just to let you know, we got some mail. So we got a mail call. So I waited to do this one there. Don't lose your spot here. But Gary sent me some stickers. Postcard Shack postcards. And I don't know if that's Gary. It might be Gary. Is that you, Gary? But it says, it's a mailman, and it says Postcard Shack, and it's a sticker. Let me see if I can get it opened here. And we're going to put it on the board, Gary. So there's the sticker, and now we're going to put it on the board. And I'm going to put Gary right here, right next to Kevin. So you're right down there, Gary. Right there. But if anybody's got any stickers they want to send me, I'll put it on the board here. We got the Mermaid here. We got Death Pile Picker, Pinkin' and Punchin', eBay, Nashville Pickers, Adam and Sarah from Daily Cabbage, John from Cincinnati Picker, Bill from In a Box in the Garage, Dark County Picker, Jimmy, ABC Matt, there's another there, there's Gary, welcome to the family, some other things I picked up. So I'm getting a few of these out here now, and the most important one, me. Let me put this back up there. So I have a little board there that we can get stickers, and I have a couple extra stickers, Gary, thank you. But he sent a nice little letter. It was in a P.O. box. It was nice to see that, Gary. But Gary's question here is, about putting the right and wrong names in. He said, I will correct the spelling in the listing title, calling out the misspelling on the card whenever it appears. It happens quite often, or at least more than it should. The town I'm from is misspelled a lot. This is the conversation me and Gary from Postcard Shack have said. I live in Mount Clemens, and this is the spelling he says here, and then Mount Clemens is correct. So it's not MT dot, it's Mount. 2, I've seen it called Mount Clemens, Mount, and sometimes also. So he knows all the different ones for where he lives, and he changed that. But thanks for the sticker, Gary, and thanks for your comment. And Postcard guy Kevin, he puts both the incorrect and the correct title in the body, but put the correct in the he puts the incorrect and the correct title in the body, but put the correct in the title so it shows up in searches. Yeah, they have their ways of doing it. Me, I probably can't pick out half the towns if they're, unless I live by them or know. I'm just not that good at spelling, I guess, on there. But I thought it was interesting poll. 50% don't. They just take what's on the card. I pretty well just take what's on the card. And if someone tells me something, I'll put it in the description on there. But don't be afraid if someone comes in and tries to correct your postcard. They're your friend. They're helping you. So be nice to them. Sometimes the email is written where you feel they're just not being tactful. It's probably not the intent of the email. Emails are horrible for that. When you write emails or get emails or text, the intent is usually not how it comes out. So be careful on what the intent. If you know the person and it feels like they're being pushy with you or whatever, or not tactful, it's probably not what it is. In business, people used to laugh because they used to get replies from me, it'd be yes or no. If they ask me a certain question in an email, it's yes or no. I didn't get into elaborate stuff because they take it wrong. I didn't use email to correct people. It was more pick up the phone or walk over to the office. But don't get upset when people, like, if somebody tells me that's not the right naval ship, this is the right one. Okay, let me go do a little digging. I'll set it to the side and see. I get those a lot. Not a lot, but I get people telling me something's not right or this is wrong. I just see if it's right, I change it, thank them, and move on. It's not, the end of the world. But that's the poll. Now we gotta, at the end of the videos, I always do some viewer comments I pull out of YouTube or email. I get a lot of emails. But if you put it in YouTube and it's got your name on it, it's open game for me, just like the listings on eBay. That's open season, that's public. If you just vote on the polls or the communities and stuff, there's no way anybody can see. I just see the percentage go up and down. But if you leave a comment, YouTube puts your username up there, and I will use them. But in email, it's more private. If I want to use something where you tell me it's okay, or if I take a snippet out of it, I keep it more private. But Lisa, this is about red lettering on postcards. It's kind of like Black Diamond VHS tapes or Beanie Babies on regular reselling stuff. they think they're golden and they're worth a ton of money. But red lettering on postcards. She said the very first card I ever scanned had red lettering at the top of the card. I must have said this in a video, and she commented on it. Being a rookie, the scanner only got a snippet of the lettering. The buyer asked if I could retake the photo of the scan. She said she was looking to see if that was red lettering. After she bought it, I asked her why it was important. She replied it added a lot more value to the card. Yeah, like Vic Buffalo said, it's a myth. I have never seen any data to show that the lettering on a postcard red got you more money on there. But there is collectors out there that will only collect those, whatever. But I've never seen that on there. Have you? So this is one of the things that people think, just like the 1-cent Benjamin stamps on the back. That's kind of like our forever stamps today, is what Tom, the postcard judge that came on the channel, talked about. There's a misnomer about, a myth about that. Red lettering. I've never seen it. If anybody's got any data to show that they've gotten great money for a red letter postcard over a regular writing, let me know, but I still don't have the data. So the jury to me is not out on that. It's a myth to me. I haven't been able to find it, see it myself, or anybody prove to me that red lettering's on there. But people will do that. So if you get a red letter postcard, would you price it up because people like this will buy it? That's a chance. Thanks, Lisa. I get this question a lot, and I put it up here a lot because this is one of the two pieces of equipment that is very important if you're going to get into postcards for productivity purposes, and that's scanners. The other one's thermal printers to print out eBay standard envelope labels. What scanner do you recommend for scanning postcards front and back? Epson 580W is the newer one, the 500 series. The 400s will work also, the 402s. Those were the workhorses for years for people. What's different on the 580, it's wireless, it's got an LCD screen, and the hopper doesn't have the little guide, so you can put more cards at once in there. The 400 will work too, but it's not wireless, it's USB. It's USB, the USB-A, so it has to be direct connected, where the other one can be anywhere in your office. The 580W, and if you do get one, I have the settings that I use for the 400 and 580, which are basically the same, and how to put the little border on. You get that scanner, download those for free. They're free. You can donate. It says pay what you want. You can put 0 there. There's no limitations. And you download those, go through the settings on your Scan Smart screen and set it up. You should be good. I haven't had really anybody come back and say, one person's got a hot red right now, but I don't think it's my settings. It's something he's got to adjust on his scanner. It might be the scanner itself. But that's the only one. But if you want to look at my scans, that's the way I use it. I scan at 400 DPI with 580W. Now remember, these are document scanners. They're not photo scanners. So if you don't put a correct setting in there, like color, on this one spot that's in the settings, your real photo postcards are going to look crazy, black and white and stuff like that. That will resolve that. Should resolve the issue on there. You don't need to scan at 800 DPI for eBay or 600. 400 is fine. And if you want to, in the Epson, you can put a little border around it so they can see the edges of the cards. It kind of puts a gray thing around it, and people can see the edges of the card if you want to do that. My Fujitsu could not do that. I moved from Fujitsu ScanSnap to this because it does a better job. It's easier to work with, and I like those. The Fujitsu was about end of life for me. I changed the rollers and stuff. I used the heck out of it, and I went to the Epsons. I think they're about $400 or $500 for the 580s. You can get them on sale. You got Amazon and stuff like that. The 400s you can probably find them user because the 580s are out, but they're document scanners. They're not photo scanners. The photo scanners in Epson are the 600 series, I think. It starts with a 6. Those are going to be more expensive. You don't need that on there. So that's the scanner that I recommend. If you can't get a 580 and pay for that, look for the 400s on eBay. They're starting to come out on the used market. As long as the screen, you take a chance, as long as the lens isn't scratched and the wheels are fine, you should be okay. They work fine. Thanks. Now this last one, I don't talk about a lot because I don't really care about feedback. Feedback is an opinion of people. It doesn't go against my top rated, it doesn't hurt my sales. Everybody says it does. Show me. It's the opinion of the people. You go on to Amazon, you see a 3-star, 4-star, 5-star item. You really want to buy that 5-star item? Is that really true? I'd rather look at the 3 and 4 stars because that's the true reviews. But this person said, I just got my first negative feedback. How do you deal with such negative people? Sounds like you're a pretty confident, easygoing guy. Do they ever push your buttons? I did everything right and they were just nasty. Thanks, Beverly. That's people. They get brave behind keyboards. You know, anymore, it's from 0 to 60. There's no in between. There's no talking to people. They just go to the top because they feel entitled. They paid $4 for a postcard and they're going to call my boss. I'm the boss. You're a reseller, you're the boss. There's no customer service department or anything. You just got to deal with it. I'm carrying a negative right now because of the light paper on those prints. I get those every once in a while. Am I going to stop selling those prints? No, because 99.99% of them are fine. It's just that one person was expecting a chrome postcard, what they think a postcard is, even though I have it in the listings and stuff like that. Sometimes I'll just send them a message, hey, this is what it is, whatever. A lot of times I don't deal with it. You always want to go through and see if you can get them removed through the tool. In the link in the description below is the eBay feedback tool. You can get negative feedback removed if it's against their policy or something like postage or out of your control. But if it's something you did, like said something different in the listing, that's your fault. That's what I tell people, that you need to own up to it. And a lot of people will put negative feedback to try to get a partial refund too. I'm not the martyr of eBay. I'm not going to play games. I don't get a lot of that. Feedback is feedback. It's just opinion of people. I don't put a lot of stock into it. But if you really look at it, eBay's never going to take it away. Because you know why? Because it self-polices the resellers. People are so worried about negative feedback. That one feedback out of 1,000 things they sold in 6 months, they're worried about that one thing really upset them. What about the 999 other items that everybody was fine? Not everybody's going to leave feedback. Postcard people do. So why get upset about that? It's just the opinion of somebody. Not everybody's going to be on the same page. That's what makes us individuals. I've come to that conclusion a long time ago when I worked with the public. Whenever you work with the public, you get entitled people or people that just really don't know how to respect people and stuff like that. If someone's got a problem with something, most of the time, if you send them a message back to the seller. Now, if the seller is being nasty to them, yeah, they deserve a negative. But if you are a normal person, just like most resellers are, they're going to take care of the customer. That's all they got to do. But people they're trying to get something on there. So there's a lot of things about that. But I don't worry about feedback and returns and stuff. It's just part of doing reselling. You got to get over the inconsistent sales, returns, and feedback. Don't let it. Does it bother you when you get a negative? It will bother everyone. I can't be truthful and say up here that it doesn't bother me when I see something. It's like, oh. But then I'm over it. I go, oh, over on it. Unless it's something I need to really fix. You know, is it something did I screw up the card or whatever? But I don't get them that often, so I don't worry about it. So don't lose sleep over it. It's not going to stop you from selling. Your store's still going to grow. I've seen people with tons of negative feedbacks out there still selling stuff. There's nothing in the top rated or the above standard that says bad feedback. It's going to stop that. Now, if you have a lot of negative feedback, yeah, you might want to look at your processes. But 1 or 2 a year, I wouldn't worry too much. But if you get a lot of them, you're doing something wrong. That's what I tell people. That's it. Trailer parks. Send me some examples for show and tell. I'm about ready. I got a bunch of stuff that just came in the other day. I got some poll out there. I think Gary sent one that I'm putting out. And I am recording these a little earlier in the summer because I'm doing some other stuff right now, and I'll explain what that is later on. So when I'm talking about this. But if you have any trailer parks or anything, real photos you sold real good, or pictures or whatever that I can put in show and tell, just send it to me. And I'll use it in a segment just to show other people what to look for and what is actually out there happening. That's all I got today. Got some more fish for you. Thanks. I'll catch you on the next one.